She thought you'd stay the same. Do this and become the man she can't ignore. She bet on your predictability. She thought you'd orbit forever. You took the breakup like a punch on a cold New York morning. iMessage left on red. Instagram block. She's on her stories at a Lakers game with a new guy while you're staring at a half-eaten Chipotle bowl, replaying every moment. Your boys in the group chat don't say it, but you feel it. The respect slipped. Her friends whisper that you were too available. Maybe you begged. Maybe you wrote that long paragraph at 2 a.m. And when you wake up, the mirror hits you with the truth. You handed over your power. That ends tonight. I'm going to give you the clean American playbook, a 30-day reset that breaks your patterns, a 90-day rebuild that hardens your frame, and the permanent code that turns you into the man she can't tune out, even if she tries. No games, no chasing, no bitterness. Just results. Body, bag, boundaries, and presence. You'll learn the silence that creates gravity, the mission that replaces obsession, the social proof that flips the narrative, and the discipline that makes her new fling look like a layover, not a destination. Before we dive in, hit subscribe right now. This channel is where men stop bleeding and start building. And check the first pinned comment. I put a free, no BS guide to go deeper on everything I'm about to teach you. Because here's the truth. Men don't beg, men build. You don't need her attention, you need your edge. And when the edge returns, attention follows. In the next part, I'll hand you the first move, the one most guys in the US get wrong after a breakup. Are you ready to pull the only lever that flips the power back to you without sending a single text? And here's where it all unravels for most men in America. They let the wound bleed in the open. Instead of stitching themselves together in silence, they start chasing ghosts. You know the scene. Midtown apartments echo with late-night scrolling. You tap her stories, heart pounding, feeding an addiction to her digital shadow. She blocks you, but you invent new accounts, modern stalking disguised as closure. The more you watch, the less of yourself you become. Every pixel sets you back another day. Then comes the midnight desperation, the long message you rewrite 100 times but send anyway. Paragraphs dripping with apology. Just want to talk. Can we start over? Each one a brick in your own cell. You step into the role of supplicant, not sovereign. She expected you to crawl, and you delivered. You try to fill the void with cheap whiskey and neon-lit bars, Brooklyn, Chicago, Miami. You think the buzz will numb what you lost, but it only sharpens your helplessness. Then in a haze, you text her, desperate to feel something real again. Instead, you hand over another shard of your dignity. Worst of all, you play the friend. You let her call when she's bored or lonely, thinking access will bring you back. But in her mind, you're just an emotional backdrop, safe and neutered, a permanent resident of the background, not the man in the frame. You're not building mystery. You're confirming her decision. But look, real American men don't dissolve. Let me tell you about Marcus. He worked a finance job in Houston, wore cheap suits, and thought romance was persistence. When his girlfriend left, he was broken for a week, stalking socials, drunk calls, desperate texts begging for a second shot. But at rock bottom, staring at his own reflection, Marcus heard the call no one else would give him. He chose discipline. 30 days off her scent. No messages, no social peaks, no accidental run-ins at her favorite coffee spot. He rebuilt his body in a rusty gym at sunrise, poured overtime into his career, joined a pickup basketball league just to compete. Every ounce of pain became fuel. Within 3 months, Marcus was promoted, 10 pounds leaner, and surrounded by new friends, respect restored. She messaged him on his birthday, nervous, curious, unable to recognize this unfazed version. But he didn't orbit her anymore. Marcus became the man who walks away, the man who is watched. There are codes to this rebirth, hard and unbreakable. Never beg for what walked out on you. Never chase what blocks you. Your silence is presence. Your discipline is armor. Become hard to reach, easy to respect. Always move the story forward, never back. But here's the twist. Why does withdrawal ignite attraction? Why does every ignored call turn you more magnetic than 100 apologies? What's the force all-powerful men wield when they step away and look back over their shoulder? Because in the ashes of heartbreak, you'll find a law that changes the game forever. And that's exactly what's coming next. Don't blink. The final verdict is about to drop, and this is one sentence you can't afford to miss. Here it is. The law. Indifference. That's the iron currency every high-value man spends in America. You want her attention? You want the respect you lost, not just from her, but from every room you walk into. Then let me put this as raw as a New York winter. Indifference is your edge, your shield, your power play. You don't whimper at a closed door, you build a new house and shut her out from the blueprint. Listen, here are the codes. First, men don't beg, not in Times Square, not in a Midwest bar, not in the privacy of your bedroom at 2 a.m. Second, respect follows discipline. Every apology costs you ground. Third, your silence pulls her curiosity, and your focus builds your empire. Body, business, brotherhood. Last and most brutal, presence over pining, forward motion over old wounds. When you move like you're untouchable, you force the world, including her, to see you different. Now comes your mirror test. Stand there. Don't run from it. Ask yourself, are you the man who begs or the man who is missed? Are you chasing what burned you or becoming the man who coldly rewrites his story? If this hit you in the gut, it's time to cash in your next move. Subscribe if you're done living in someone else's shadow. Drop your story in the comments and lock in that like, because every man who hits this channel walks out stronger. Here's the decree. Let it echo. In America, no woman, no loss, no block defines you, unless you choose to kneel. Rise up, stay ruthless, and make them watch you walk away.